welcome to the 12th Annual Department of Defense Pride Month celebration. Thank you all for joining us today. As the chair of DoD Pride, I'd like to welcome everyone here in the Pentagon Auditorium and those who are joining us virtually today. DoD Pride is comprised of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer civilians, service members, veterans, contractors, family members, and allies of the LGBTQ+ community. We're so thankful that you've joined us here in the Pentagon Auditorium and online as we celebrate Pride Month. And today, our transgender service members, they truly embody resilience, volunteering to defend the nation each and every day, despite the last few years of yo-yoing bans on their service. It's truly inspiring. And there's another part of our community that I hope will be resilient, and that's drag performers. Drag isn't dangerous, it's entertainment. If you're a fan, I say tip your local drag queen. If you're not a fan, don't go. But don't deprive us of the opportunity to enjoy something that is part of LGBTQ culture, and really at this point, part of American culture.
Inclusion makes us a better, resilient fighting force ready to tackle new and emerging threats. It is important for us to shine a brighter light on the experience of our LGBTQ+ community. By doing so, we can make sure we truly listen to their concerns, acknowledge their strengths, and ensure that our policies, programs, and procedures fully support their right to serve openly and work in the environment free from all forms of harassment and discrimination. President Biden issued several executive orders that demonstrate our commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility, including ensuring members of the LGBTQ+ community can serve and contribute to the department's mission while being treated with dignity and respect. As such, we, the Department of Defense, stand in solidarity with the utmost respect for our service members, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity. Emphasizing diversity and inclusion as part of readiness efforts is a key driver of innovation. That's why it's imperative to hire, develop, and maintain a highly skilled military and civilian workforce that embraces diversity and brings a range of talents to the table. It is a diverse talent pool that ultimately contributes to our success on the battlefield and beyond. Diversity and inclusion are imperative to recruit and retain the best and brightest talent, and we must ensure that we reach out to all communities.
As a cisgender woman in the Department of Defense, I can personally attest to the importance of allies and advocacy. Since January of this year, more than 400 anti-LGBTQ+ laws have been introduced at the state level. That number is rising and demonstrates a trend that could be dangerous for service members, their families, and the readiness of the force as a whole. When I look at potential candidates, say for squadron command, I strive to match the right person to the right job. I consider their job performance and relevant experience first. However, I also look at their personal circumstances, and their family is also an important factor. It's a good match for a job does not feel safe being themselves and performing at their highest potential at a given location, or if their family could be denied critical health care due to the laws in that state. I am compelled to consider a different candidate and perhaps less qualified. The diverse and inclusive tapestry of the Department of Defense must continue to embrace the LGBTQ+ community. A 2022 poll showed that almost 20% of the people born between the years of 1997 and 2004 identify as LGBTQ+. That means without proper policies, messaging, and allies, we are potentially alienating 20% of the key demographic and age group that we are looking for to recruit. And remember, the DoD is experiencing recruiting shortfalls across the entire enterprise. Diversity and inclusion are both force multipliers and warfighting imperatives that enable our competitive advantage against adversaries. We must be able to draw from the best and brightest talent across our nation to develop and retain a force comprised of backgrounds, experiences, and skill sets as diverse as the challenges we face as a nation. LGBTQ+ individuals have been defending our nation since the American Revolution, and they have been leading the way for equality ever since. Today, our LGBTQ+ guardians are allowed to live as their authentic selves. Continuing these conversations and identifying allies is critical to the success of the DoD. I am proudly here as an ally. I am proud to be part of these conversations because I have seen the impacts they have.
Now, I couldn't be more excited to introduce you to the final speaker of the day. Not because she's the last speaker, but because she's been a mentor to me, helping me navigate being transgender in the military. I can't thank her enough for setting an example of a strong, resilient leader and always being willing to help me and others. She came out as transgender 2 years after the ban on open service was reinstated in 2019 and spent the next few years fighting to remain in service while navigating transition. She is the senior most out naval aviator and one of the highest ranking transgender officers in the U.S. military. Please join me in welcoming my friend, Commander Schilling.
I'm Commander Emily Hawking Schilling. I have served 18 years and I'm a naval test pilot with over 1,700 hours and 60 combat missions in tactical carrier-based jets. I am also one of approximately 15,000 active and reserve transgender troops currently serving in our military, and the first naval aviator to regain their flight clearance to fly tactical jets post-transition. We were here before any ban. We were here during, and we will be here serving whether you choose to see us or avert your eyes. Banned or not, trans individuals serve at twice the rate as our non-trans comrades, making the DoD the largest employer of trans-identifying individuals in the world. I know 31 service members who died from a poor DoD culture that left them friendless. I know 31 who died from a lack of empowerment that left them hopeless. I know 31 who died because of extra requirements, ill-formed policies, and excessive bureaucracy that left them helpless. I know 31 who died from a lack of pride. When the DoD could not show pride, we lost 31. And when the DoD showed love, we lost 2. So here's the math put plainly. Service members do not die because the service shows pride, love, and rainbows. Service members don't die because they do. Pride saves lives. And pride is a testament that the LGBT community endures and will endure, refusing to be erased. We, you and I, do not leave our people behind. And we owe it to those 31 to get better. When leaders genuinely care about their people, they earn their trust and loyalty. Their trust creates a sense of unity, fosters teamwork and morale. By taking care of their people, addressing their physical, mental, and emotional well-being, leaders enhance the overall effectiveness and operational capabilities of their unit. Taking care of our people directly contributes to the successful accomplishment of missions and winning wars. If you take nothing else from these few words, take Desmond Tutu by his. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. Stand with me and mine. Commit to me today that we will never see a number like 31 again due to a lack of will or love. We stand proudly with you and able to serve. I invite you to stand proudly with us. Together, let us shape a future where all individuals, regardless of who they love and their gender identity, can serve their country with pride, knowing that they are valued, respected, and equal in every way. Let pride be a powerful reminder of the collective strength that comes from embracing our differences, celebrating authenticity, and standing up for the rights of every individual, including transgender soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, guardians, and Coast Guard men, just like me, who are and yearn to serve. The hard, honest, transparent, and very real fact is that we lost 31 service members and left them behind during the toughest battles of their lives. Get better. Assess, improve, and remove the barriers to life-saving care, life-saving authenticity, and life-saving pride. Commit to letting every service member thrive and let their service thrive in them. Thank you, and happy Pride.